Odinga, the acting CFO, was giving me, I noticed during some of my briefings with him abnormally huge withdrawals from Imprest. And so I summoned him to my office and I asked him why we were making huge withdrawals from Imprest. Now, Imprest chair and committee is allowed by Public Finance Management Act. The PFM Act allows counties through accounting officers to open Imprest accounts. However, there is restriction to the limit to how much you can withdraw from Imprest account. Because generally, most transactions for audit trail are supposed to pass through IFMIS, because that way you are able to track and establish the reasonableness of the spend. But when you transfer money from, say, a revenue account, recurrent account, to Imprest, then you lose your audit trail. So, ideally, Imprest is petty cash. It's for emergency. And so, if you're withdrawing 200, 300,000 from Imprest account, that is okay. But in instances where you're withdrawing 1 million, 2 million, in the case of Seche County, 5 million, 6 million, sometimes 10 million, that is not Imprest. That would generally pass for normal business operations. And as a consequence, chair and committee, that ideally should be passing through IFMIS. Now, when I summoned Jack Odinga to my office and I asked him where all these withdrawals were going to, because they were abnormal and were huge and were happening in very close frequencies, every 2 to 3 days, 2 million here, 3 million there, 6 million there. And chair and committee, it would also interest you to note that these withdrawals, one junior officer would be sent to the bank on one particular day. A junior officer, one individual, walks to the bank and withdraws 4, 5, 6 times. 900,000, 950,000, circumventing the central bank requirement of 1 million. Because if you're withdrawing more than 1 million, then you need to, of course, have documentation and show where the money is going to. So basically, what Seche County would do in a bid to withdraw 5, 6, 4 million, they would send one junior officer. Presumably, this junior officer would go to the bank and in the morning say 8 or 9 o'clock, withdraw 900. 11 o'clock, another 900. 2 o'clock, another 900. In a day, one junior officer, 5 million, 6 million. The question I ask, if these are legitimate business expenditure, why wouldn't you just write one check for 1 million and state the reason? And that officer just goes to the bank once and withdraws the money. So when I invited Jack Odinga to explain to me, chair and committee, he was initially cagey. Then I threatened that I was going to invite EACC. And then he confessed to me that he would draw this money and take to the governor, Governor James Orengo. I was not convinced. So I decided...
Yes, Senior Counsel Mukeni.
Chair. You know, we are